Unbelievable. This is simply unbelievable. Enos Cantor, I have to apologize to you, sir. I had every intention to come on here at some point today and talk about you being wrongfully blackballed from the NBA. I even had all my research completed. All I had to do was organize my thoughts, press record. But then I received an email while I'm at lunch today. It was a link to an article at The Ringer. The Ringer is a media outlet started by Bill Simmons in 2016, bought by Spotify in 2020. Now, at times, there is some good stuff on the site. This ain't one of those times. I have shown you guys some good bullshit before, but this propaganda piece on The Ringer that I'm about to share with you, this might be some of the best bullshit that I have ever read. It was written by Julian Kimball. I had never heard of him, did a little bit of research, found out more about him. There's just not much information available about Julian Kimball. But my educated guess, he is in the graduate program at Woke U. Matter of fact, his professor is Bomani Jones, who was the subject of this absolute drivel that he published on The Ringer. I don't know if Julian Kimball has spent too much time at Woke United Methodist Church. I don't know if he's been brainwashed from his classes at Woke U. Maybe he's just a complete dumbass. I don't know. Could be a combination of all three. Either way, he has got to be completely wrapped up in woke to compose this absolute puff piece full of lies and bullshit about Bomani Jones. I'll give him credit though. It was a well-written piece of propaganda, but I have never in my life seen someone who is an absolute failure receive the type of media acclaim that Bomani Jones receives. Does this man know something that we don't know? Does he have pictures of the bedroom activities of Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman? What does Bomani Jones have that causes the media to not only celebrate his failures, but to pretend that he is a success? It's damn sure not talent. Bomani Jones is about as entertaining as the WNBA. It took me about 10 minutes to read this bullshit on The Ringer. I spotted so many lies and half-truths. I filled up 2 pages of notes in Microsoft Word. The second fucking paragraph, he's talking about Bomani Jones' HBO show. HBO has had success with the late night television show. Success? Success? Do I need to define success? Do I need to explain what success looks like? As much as I disagree with Stephen A. Smith, can't deny his success. I might not like Skip Bayless. I may think he's a beta male. Can't deny his success. Putting Bomani Jones and success in the same sentence should be a crime. It's a lie. It's bullshit. It's propaganda. Bomani Jones is the exact opposite of success. He is a failure. Just because he was gifted yet another free platform on HBO does not make him a success. It means he is an example of equity in practice and how it never works. Equity doesn't work. Bomani Jones has been a huge embarrassing failure everywhere that he's been. Throughout the entire article, Julian Kimball hammers the point of how intelligent Bomani Jones is. Look, I have never argued against his intelligence. Matter of fact, I have always told you guys, Bomani Jones, smart dude. But just because you're smart doesn't mean you're entertaining. Just because you're smart, it doesn't mean you're cut out for a career in entertainment or media. That's what television is. It's entertainment. Julian Kimball, he mentions one of Bomani Jones' many failures, High Noon on ESPN. They both tried to write off that failure as a lack of chemistry with Pablo Torre and Bomani Jones being too intelligent for his audience. Yeah. Bomani Jones is a failure because he's too smart. Those little people, they don't understand when I speak. They can't wrap their feeble minds around the bullshit that comes out of my ass. I mean my mouth. But have no fear. That all changes with Game Theory on HBO. This time around, I'm going to mix my vast knowledge of lifelong virginity with my dry wit and humor. I'm going to keep people laughing. I'll give credit where credit is due. It worked! The last 2 weeks, I have been laughing my ass off at Bomani Jones. Every Tuesday when the ratings come out, I can't stop laughing. Sometimes I laugh so hard, I have to look at the ratings report twice. I'll be laughing so hard the first time around, I miss where Bomani Jones landed in the top 150 shows on cable. Of course, then I realize his audience is so small, he doesn't make the list. I then do what any normal person would do when they see a social justice warrior fail. I laugh even harder. Julian Kimball claims that Bomani Jones made a name for himself at ESPN without stepping outside of the boundaries of the worldwide leader of woke's red tape. What the fuck can I say to that? Red tape at ESPN? Are you seriously insinuating that Bomani Jones had his speech constricted by ESPN? The same network that sent a flurry of tweets earlier this week supporting the rights of teachers to educate your children on being a freak. The same network that believes Colin Kaepernick is a deity. The same network that pushes the narrative that the NFL discriminates against black people. The same network that pushes equity, inclusion, diversity instead of talent. The same network that gave Bomani Jones chance after chance after chance after chance to succeed. ESPN did their best to turn this dude into a superstar in the media. They spent millions of dollars promoting him. And you want me to believe that ESPN held this dude back? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not a defender of ESPN. I can't believe I'm having to defend ESPN right now. But this network bent over backwards for Bomani Jones. What did they get in return? The lowest rated radio show in the history of ESPN radio. The loss of over 90 affiliates who grew tired of Bomani Jones tanking their radio stations. 2 failed television shows, and they lost $2.5 million every year paying Bomani Jones to be completely useless. But it gets even better. Oh, it gets even better. Julian Kimball went into his closet, pulled out his magic woke 8-ball, shook it up, and saw what it could come up with for him. What did the magic 8-ball come up with? The thing social justice warriors always fall back on when they run out of ideas for victimization and propaganda. The magic R word. Racism. This dude, my God, this dude, it's so ridiculous, I can't even say it. This dude actually tries to convince you that ESPN is biased against black people. I'll pause for a second while you clean the vomit off your floor. Julian Kimball wrote an entire paragraph outlining all the black victims who suffered through working at ESPN. He starts with Jemele Hill. He claims ESPN targeted Jemele Hill. ESPN had no choice but to fire that race baiter. When you consistently make unfounded claims of fake discrimination against the President of the United States, a president that half the ESPN audience voted for and supported, you make yourself bad for business. Julian Kimball then goes into further detail about the supposed discrimination against black people at ESPN. He links 2 articles, one from the LA Times, the other from the New York Times. 2 of my favorite woke rags. I subscribe to both. They're both really good for picking up my dog's shit in the backyard, especially the New York Times. Great, great paper to use for picking up shit. I highly recommend it. Anyway, you know which victim they were talking about? Maria Taylor. Maria Taylor. Did I miss something? We covered that situation extensively on the channel. I guess I have been wrong this entire time. Here I am, thinking Rachel Nichols was the victim in that situation, and the entire time it's been Maria Taylor. I am so glad I have a social justice warrior like Julian Kimball to educate me. Let me make sure I have this right. I want to be prepared for my final exam in my course at Woke U titled, Using Lies and Propaganda to Make Myself Look Like a Dumbass. What we're defining as the victim here is the woman who was offered $5 million by ESPN to continue sucking at her job, to continue not knowing shit about the NBA, to continue not drawing an audience. The woman with over 20 years of experience with vast knowledge of the NBA, who is the face of NBA coverage on ESPN. That woman loses her job by doing nothing wrong, and we're supposed to define her as the aggressor of the situation? Okay, good. We're on the same woke page now. Julian Kimball claims besides High Noon, ESPN didn't tailor a show specifically around Bomani Jones. What about his radio show? They tailored that around him. It sunk to the bottom of the woke sea. Like he said, they built High Noon around him. They didn't have enough life rafts to save potential survivors. It was like the ending of the Titanic. The Bomani Jones ship is sinking, but he makes it safely to a lifeboat, while producers and staff are stuck freezing in the woke sea, watching their careers slowly sink to the bottom. He then claims ratings don't paint a complete picture of anyone's ability or value. Bomani Jones adds that he doesn't view success the same way his bosses do. You know the type of people that say shit like that? Failures. The people who don't draw big ratings, or in the case of Bomani Jones, fail to draw measurable ratings. Ratings absolutely paint a complete picture of your ability and value in television. It's the only metric that matters. Julian Kimball is going to graduate with honors from Woke U because he comes up with some great bullshit to cover for Bomani Jones' low ratings on HBO. Ratings don't tell the full story here. Bomani Jones has proven that his presence is everlasting in this fickle media landscape. What presence? What presence? Just because the mainstream media is once again shoving this talentless bum down our throats doesn't mean he has a presence. He doesn't even have an impact on woke Twitter. If you don't believe me, go check out his account. This man is an unmitigated disaster, the definition of failure. And the crazy thing is, it doesn't even faze him. Bomani Jones, he pretends like nothing is wrong. It's like he's gotten so used to sucking, so used to being completely useless, it doesn't even bother him anymore. Because he knows he will continue being gifted opportunities in the name of equity. Bomani Jones is the example of why equity does not work. Julian Kimball, I will give you credit. You do have talent as a writer. Even though what you wrote was complete bullshit, it was well-written bullshit. If you shifted your focus on writing about the truth instead of pretending Bomani Jones is successful, you could have a bright future in media. But you need to get the fuck away from Bomani Jones. That dude destroys everything that he touches. All right, let me say a few things before we wrap up the week. We have had another great week here on the channel, added over 200 new subscribers just since last night. At this pace, we might hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of March. I appreciate you guys continuing to share the content with your friends, with your family, plugging it on your social media accounts. You guys are absolutely amazing. You do an excellent job liking the videos, commenting on the videos, watching the videos from beginning to end. My average view duration is through the roof, especially with subscribers. I can't explain to you how much all of that helps the channel. Because of you doing all of that, my impressions are up 30%. We're getting close to 10 million impressions every month on YouTube, or this month on YouTube. YouTube is pushing the channel more and more, and the reason they're doing that is because you keep watching, you keep liking, and you continue to comment. Everything you do goes a long way in helping the channel grow. I've actually had to adjust my goal. Originally, I wanted to have 20,000 subscribers by Memorial Day. I moved that to 23,000. Now, it's going to be tough to get there. We'd have to add 1,500 subscribers over the next 2 months, but I think we can do it. Starting on Monday, I'm going to try to get 3 videos posted every weekday. I got to spend some time this weekend figuring out how to arrange my time to get it done. I just freed up 12 more hours during the week to focus on the channel, so hopefully, I'll be able to get 3 videos up every day. The Echo screen finally came in. I'm hoping to move the setup over the next couple of weeks. I know I have been saying that since January, hell, maybe even since last summer, but a lot more went into creating a damn studio than I had initially expected. I'm not a decorator. I'm not a designer. I'm not a designer. I am completely out of my element when it comes to shit like that. I play golf. I read through media propaganda to tell you what's really going on, and I make fun of social justice warriors. That's what I do. I don't design, I don't decorate, so I had to get some help with that. Hopefully, we will be able to move back there over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, let me know what you think of this propaganda from The Ringer. They are basically pleading with you to accept Bomani Jones. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, kc_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.